Welcome back to another matchup from the Defense 3. This is Game 3 between the Eastern European Giants Navi and Empire in the losers bracket quarterfinals. The winner of this match moves on to the semifinals. Loser, one of the favorites going into this tournament, will go home. Who would have thought that their whole Defense 3 series would come down to this match? Did you
Yeah,
think
I don't
this?
I don't think anybody was expecting these teams to be in the losers bracket, but they are, and it comes down to this game. So let's see who's gonna win because I actually don't know. I haven't watched this ahead of time, so
Yep, we'll find out very, very shortly. So on pause in 3, 2, 1, go. As Navi versus Empire. Navi, of course, usually getting the better of Empire in land tournaments, but Empire have just been looking so strong recently. 9 win their past 10. Meanwhile, Navi, they were a bit of struggling because Dendi was on vacation, not really the best practice, but they have won, I think, 2 in a row, have been looking a little bit sharper. But Empire, after losing to Virtus.pro, maybe had a bit of their confidence shaken because they didn't look very strong in Game 1. And meanwhile, you seem to think, and I seem to agree with you for the most part, that Game 2 is pretty much not really one on the plays because Navi played decently. It was just really, really bad picks by Navi.
yeah. Navi tried to pick a Lycan, and needless to say, it didn't work. This
Sad
isn't
face.
this isn't a 6.75 Lycan or whatever patch it was where he was unstoppable in a juggernaut. Because believe me, if you've seen the last game, he was stoppable. So we're going to see very standard bans coming out. Nyx coming out for Empire is going to be banned, and they're going to ban Darkseer just because they got wrecked by it in Game 1 by Light of Heaven, and they don't want to deal with it. So Navi's going to ban Batrider, and I'm going to assume Wisp or Coddle. They're just trying to decide which one.
Oh,
And
Empire have the
Wisp
first
because
pick
nobody
again.
wants to play against
So
that.
it's random. I didn't know. So Coddle is going to Empire for the first pick yet again, saying if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yeah, and well, actually, that's kind of funny that you say that because a lot of people would say that Keeper is broken,
I
but
am firmly in agreement. That hero is stupid and I hate him. I hope he
yeah,
dies.
everybody does. It's just so hard to deal with. Navi's might actually. I would like to see Navi do a not um not challenge that lane because Keeper's going to they're gonna offensive tri lane with the Keeper of the Light. So if they just play it safe and pick supports who won't die to it and pick a carry who can farm from range, like Luna can farm from range, they will pick up Magnus, which is kind of nice. It looks like they're going for a lot of team fight, a lot of mid game power, and it also denies Scandal to Magnus, which he's played so convincingly well, especially in last game. So let's see how Empire respond to it.
Well, they're probably going to respond with an Undying because just to
Yep.
solidify that try as we were just waiting for that to happen. Of course, I think we saw sort of the weakness of Undying. If you kill the Tombstone, if he gets pressured early on, it's very difficult. But of course, if you do get going, he does become very difficult to deal with. But Empire also going to pair with the Lone Druid, and I haven't actually seen Empire play too much Lone Druid recently.
I haven't seen them play Lone Druid at all, really. I don't know who plays their Lone Druid. I would assume Phonic, but it's actually kind of a surprise to me that they picked that. So they're going to have a lot of split pushing, and they're going to be able to keep people off their towers if Keeper can blast people away. But right now, Lone Druid doesn't really do a lot early, and Luna and Magnus and Enchantress all do a ton early. So I'm a little bit worried about Navi just spiraling out of control right here. And if I was Navi, I would ban out some stuff to try to assure that they have an early game victory. And they're going to ban out Weaver. So apparently Empire does run that. I didn't know. Empire's going to ban out Brood. So if I was Navi right now, I would ban Clinks. Because if you see a Broodmother ban, you just get rid of Clinks.
I think Empire pretty much only run Reaver when they have the Keeper of the Light because he can refill the mana, he can do a lot of damage, he can pretty much just give the other team nightmares. As, yeah, I've seen Empire run Reaver once or twice, but yeah, other than the Tombstone, if Undying is underleveled, other than the Illuminate, if Keeper of the Light is underleveled, Navi should have a pretty convincing early game advantage, and keep in mind, Puppies and Enchantress in Game 1 was played very solidly and might not have to go into that statsville that we saw in game number 1 because it looks like there might not be a Clinks in play if Funnick does in fact play the Lone Druid.
Yeah, and we're gonna see a Shadow Demon ban, and this is incredibly standard. When you have an enemy Enchantress or Chen on the other team, it makes a ton of sense to get rid of Shadow Demon because what happens is Shadow Demon's a great ganker to begin with, right? And Enchantress is a great ganker, but her only issue is getting the creeps up to someone. Shadow Demon allows you to do that, and you can just have so many smoke ganks coming out from Shadow Demon and Enchantress. Your mid lane is gonna have a freaking nightmare about it. So, we don't know what Empire's going to pick up for their mid lane. It will be laned against Magnus almost certainly, but it's not going to be Puck because I guess they really just don't want to play against Scandal Puck, even though in game one he, wasn't up to his usual standard. It's still obviously not a hero that they want to play against.
Yeah, may not take the risk, say, alright, you didn't play it that well in game 1, but who's to say you won't play it magnificently in game 3? Just don't want to deal with them. Dreamcall does shut down Magnus a bit. Does make it very annoying to deal with, especially with the zombies stacking up all over the place with the Illuminate. Puck is just super, very, very, very good with the Empire lineup currently. As we'll see what Empire decides to ban out again. Gonna ban out the Queen of Pain. First Queen of Pain we've banned. We've seen this series again. Dendy has been playing Queen of Pain pretty solidly. So we'll see what Dendy decides to go for. Maybe we'll see something like a
They're gonna pick up.
TA.
Empire's gonna pick up Gyro. I'm almost entirely sure. They can run him as a mid, or they can run him as a safe lane carry. And I think the Queen of Pain ban is protecting a Gyrocopter. Because normally Magnus is going to mid, but if you pick a Gyro and it's obvious that he's going to mid, they'll just rotate Magnus to the safe lane and pick up. Yeah, okay, cool.
My god, it's like you're psychic or something.
I know, right?
So,
And the Bane Elemental ban doesn't actually make any sense to me. Because
yeah, the
that
Empire
would
already
be,
had their tri lane pretty much in order. Maybe
that would
they
be
just
true.
felt like, alright, Bane against whoever we have with Enfeeble. Pretty annoying to lane with.
Yeah, and Navi needs to pick up a support because they will offensively tri lane again. And they're going to probably pick up a safe lane solo. Now,
They need to pick
Navi
up a
could
Dendy
actually-
hero.
No, Denny will play Magnus, I think.
I think usually he doesn't. I mean, Dendy plays a really solid Magnus, but he likes to be a bit more active. And
Yeah,
Magnus
it's
can
not
be
his
active.
playstyle at all. But we'll see. If they don't pick up a Dendy hero, then in the next pickup, then I guess he's playing Magnus. But if they do, Magnus is going to be played by Light of Heaven safe lane. Now, I really would like them to pick up a support right now if I was Empire, because if you don't pick up a support now, what ends up happening is you're going to lose your advantage, like your advantage of knowing whether Magnus is mid lane or not mid lane. And if you do pick up the support now, it just really, it's nice to have that set in stone of knowing what you're going to do.
That is true. As Nami going to take a significant time of their reserve time, I still feel like they need to pick up a Dendy hero because Dendy likes to play so active. Maybe might see a return of Dendy Invoker. Do you think Invoker would be a good lineup here?
I'm thinking.
Well,
I
less
honestly-
Shack for
I-
ars-art, as that is definitely one of his specialty heroes.
I don't think QW Invoker makes any sense against Keeper of the Light, and I don't even think you can play it anymore, especially against a Gyrocopter who's going to outlast hit you. So a QE Invoker, I don't know if it would necessarily work. Well, the Spirits get rid of a Tombstone, and I guess it's okay against Keeper because he's got that low HP pool. So QE Invoker would be okay, but I really would prefer to see Magnus mid lane and do like a safe lane Bounty Hunter because you can push the Lone Druid out of lane, or even a safe lane Clinks. But we'll see what they end up picking up. Empire's got the last pick, and they're going to pick up probably their safe lane hero. Could even be a Clinks, but I doubt they'll do that again because it's obviously that they're going. I think Navi is going to obviously offensively tri lane with that Enchantress, so we'll see. Phantom, I don't like this. I'll explain why later, but let's see how Navi responds to it.
Phantom Lancer does pair very well with Keeper of the Light. Actually, Phantom Lancer, you know, he still has a very high win percent, but usually teams have found a way to deal with him when Keeper of the Light is not in the game. Usually Keeper of the Light is the main problem because you can pressure Phantom Lancer. Usually it's not really the Chakra Magic Phantom Lancer problem, or Spirit Lance that's the main problem.
That you
It's just
can't end the game.
you can't
because
push
it's
against
Keeper
Keeper
of
of
the
the Light.
Yeah.
Especially a Gyrocopter with a flat can. So Empire, they just want to play it safe rather than playing their own style, I feel like. But I don't know. I feel like it might be better for them to play their own style. Because this lineup is very, very defensive.
I don't like it, and I'll explain why once we get into the draft. But I really Navi is taking a lot of time with their last hero, and I don't think that they want to lane Magnus safe lane because they'll get beat up by the Lone Druid. But they might be forced into doing that, and I think they actually should do it because if they get an active hero from mid, they can kill people. And yep, Dendy will be playing that Invoker.
Dendy Invoker,
So we'll
let's
see a
go.
return of Invoker this game. I'll talk about why he wasn't played once we actually get into this game. But yeah, I favor Navi's draft by a lot. I think it's a lot better. I think Navi has a fairly significant draft advantage this game. So let's see where they end up laning, and let's actually introduce the players first.
Yep, so on the side of Navi, we're going to have Puppy once again playing his trademark Enchantress. Savos is playing the Luna. Dendy is playing his trademark Invoker. Arsart is playing his trademark Leshak. Man, if only Light of Heaven was playing like trademark Windrunner or something. But Light of Heaven trademarks every hero, it seems like. Playing
Yeah,
the
it's
Magnus.
kind of his thing. He's just really freaking good at everything. And on Empire, we have Goblak playing his trademark Undying. We're going to have Scandal on that mid-gyrocopter. We're going to have Blow Your Brain on the Phantom Lancer. SS playing that Keeper of the Light. And finally, Phonic will be the one playing the Syllabear. The GLHFs come out, and right now it looks like both teams are moving to establish their own jungle.
Enchantress does have an early smoker to see. No Sentry Ward, so may it be a defensive jungling Enchantress? I can't really tell at this point. Luna has Ring of Protection probably for the Tranquil Boots. Dendi, standard mid lane items as far as I can tell. Leshrac Observer Ward, so I think it might be defensive jungle Enchantress. I'm not too sure.
Um, I would have actually thought that like if they want to do that, I think Chen would have been a better answer in this particular game. Although, oh, you know what it might be? Did they pick up Enchantress before PL?
Yeah, they did. They picked up in
Okay,
the first
no.
phase.
So I was thinking you can dominate a PL illusion and then get your own army, but okay. Um, and it looks like yeah, Havos is heading top, so it's going to be an offensive tri lane. Puppy's going with him, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it makes more sense when you think about it that way. I mean, I was just a bit confused, but I am no Enchantress item expert by any means, so I'm just sort of spitting out random ideas. As Phantom Lancer, if he's left pretty much unalone, he will punish you severely. That is kind of his thing. If he's left alone, he will just split push you, kill you all, and then just make you completely miserable, saying, why do I actually play against Zero? Why do I actually play Dota? Especially with TPLA.
Oh man, B-Ballin, I was in a 70-minute game yesterday against a Phantom Lancer where our team had a Sven that was drastically underfarmed, and it was ugly. We ended up winning, but it was ugly. And anyway, it looks like people are going to go to lanes. No, Poppy, I always address people by their team name. Poppy is going to go in the jungle, and he will get a Dark Troll for his first creep, so that might very well be first blood if Dendi gets a Sunstrike up. We'll see. And yeah, Havos is in the neighborhood. I think they're just rotating their lanes around. Havos might be headed bot. I'm a little bit confused about what Navi's doing with their lanes right now. I think they might be too.
And look at how scared Sandal is playing. He actually has no defensive wards up whatsoever. He doesn't actually see anybody. That's why he's playing so far back. And then he's just, free farming it up. And the problem with Invoker, of course, the reason why he's sort of faded out is that he actually doesn't beat many mid-solo heroes, if, like,
By
several
many,
at all.
it's any. The base damage nerf completely just stopped QW Invoker from being a thing. So you're really kind of forced into a QE Invoker build, and you're really vulnerable if you do that. Like, you just get killed. So I guess because of the way Empire's picks played out, in that they have a lot of really defensive...
Oh, Smoke ain't gonna wrap around. Ars-art gonna place a nicely placed Split Earth. Here comes the Sunstrike. Easy first blood for Navi Puppy with that help of the Ursa. And that means Scandal gonna be a bit more safe, but here comes the Troll Warlord. It does just time out, but Navi already used their smoke. But still, Scandal can't really feel too safe, because again, no defensive wards whatsoever. As Empire warded against an offensive jungling Enchantress, and Puppy just seems to say, okay, we predicted that. We're just gonna out-mind game you and say, gonna defensive jungle Enchantress and say, what are you gonna do about it, Scandal? And the answer is nothing.
Yeah, that's really smart, because I was going to call for Empire to do that, and they did it immediately. And yeah, normally when you see Enchantress, it's for an offensive jungle, and Chen's for the defensive, because Chen's the timing push, and Enchantress is early aggression. It's just kind of how it works. But Navi knows all this, and Puppy is just, on that next level with the draft, so they really did get an advantage for this. And because there aren't really any wards defending Scandal, oh, well, there are now. Oh no, those are just sentries.
No,
but,
there is one Observer Ward right above the Dire Rune Ward.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah, it's got that bug again. But the point is, one of the reasons Invoker fell out of play was because QW Invoker could run away from stuff and he wouldn't get killed. QE Invoker gets killed by things. Even though he can last hit, he just gets killed and he gets harassed. But with Empire's draft, you can't really do anything to hurt him. Like, if you look at their heroes, who's going to gank? I mean...
It's gotta be the jungling Lone Druid, as these are some of the weirdest lanes I've seen in a long time. Light of Heaven stacking in the jungle.
The Lone Druid jungle makes sense because you can't actually have that lane, because you'll just get killed by the Enchantress coming in with creeps. And I guess they put ars-art top because they don't want to put Luna up there because she can't farm. But I don't understand why she isn't jungle. Oh, you know what? Okay, I understand. Light of Heaven can jungle actually pretty well with Shockwave and stuff, and he can just spam them out, and he can actually do jungle camps. And ars-art isn't necessarily as proficient as doing that if he wants to do an Edict build, which he does because they want to get rid of Empire's towers. So they put ars-art top to get whatever levels he can and kind of sacrifice him, and they're trying to get Light of Heaven get more farm up. Okay, so this makes sense to me now.
As go is the call, just checking out the early game last hits. Gyrocopter actually out-farming Dendi Funnily enough, Flat Cannon is just too good. As actually he doesn't even have Flat Cannon, went into a point of the homing missile saying, I'm not Blurbrain, as again, even though there is no Flat Cannon in the picture, the fact that Denny's being outlast hit by Jawcopter just really speaks to how far Invoker's fallen.
Yeah, although he did get another level up in Exhort now, so he should be able to have, with 2 levels in Exhort, he should be able to outlast it, the Gyrocopter. And in the meantime, this looks like it's going to be an incredibly passive early game. Like, incredibly passive. We'll see Enchantress come out, and when she starts doing stuff, like if she gets a troll or whatever, we're going to start seeing some Sunstrikes. But aside from that, there won't really be any kills. It's just going to be a farming game.
And meanwhile, we're starting to see Empire's lane come back to bite him a little bit, because ars-art's actually getting relatively decent amount of free farm under the tower. They weren't controlling the creepy equipment because Undying wants to get to pull going, and finalization just wants to get his farm going constantly. So ars-art already almost to level 4, where he otherwise shouldn't be, as here comes Cold Snap by Dendy. Rocket Barrage just going to destroy that. As more harassment going on to Scandal, Sunstrike is not in play, only level 1 Invoke. But here comes the rotation around by ars-art. I don't think the Sentry did spot out his movement, as Scandal might be in for a rude awakening. ars-art does have high base moon speed, but the Split just does barely miss, even with the boots of speed. Just not enough range.
Yep, it was very close. And in the meantime, bot tower's going to fall. Radiant's going to pick up that last hit. And SS tried to come in to stop it, but he really can't. He's only level 2. And I think that they really should be stacking the jungle and farming it with Keeper of the Light. As a Keeper of the Light, you're capable of stacking 2 camps at once and just power farming that jungle. Like, you can get up a 10-minute mech, no problem as Keeper, if you don't have to be in lane hurting people. But he's not really doing that. He's just kind of wandering the map kind of aimlessly. He's trying to defend this tower now, but they rotated their 2 supports down. And in the meantime, Lancer's going to pick off ars-art. He just pushes up a little too much.
Yeah, Lancer realizes that there's really not too much they can do with the level 2, or now level 3 Keeper of the Light in order to prevent the push, but they are going to defend the push for now. Light of Heaven is going to teleport to the top lane, as Lancer just checking out his farm 28 CS. As I wonder what Blurbrain's going to go for. I mean, we've seen a lot more Radiance variation by the Phantom Lancer these days since the Quelling Blade nerf, but still wouldn't be too surprising to see that Diffusal Blade pick up by the Phantom Lancer as his first item.
No, I really think that he will go for Diffusal against, like an Enchantress. And in the meantime, they're going to go for Scandal mid. Will there be a Sunstrike? Lightning's going to come out. It's going to deal a little bit of damage. Has he used Sunstrike? It's on cooldown, so it looks like he has.
Yep, as Dendy has that Cold Snap on cooldown, Meal Light of Heaven trying to get some experience. Should be able to handle himself decently against Blurbrain without the help of that mana, constantly refueling it. So Light of Heaven just trying to sap whatever experience he can, but the 4.2 agility growth of the Phantom Lancer does hurt, as illusions are starting to stack up. Light of Heaven actually does have to get out of there with the skewer. Pretty silly to see Phantom Lancer already doing a reasonable job controlling lane just by himself. And meanwhile, SS is going to do some ancient stacking for the Gyrocopter to get him some farm. So Empire seems to be recovering a little bit so far.
Yeah, but I right now think that they have to do something to address this Invoker, because the whole point of Invoker is that he's just as good in the mid game with that powerhouse when you get those items up. But he's so much easier to like deal with early, and they're not dealing with him. And I don't even think they have the lineup that's capable of dealing with him. So I'm a little bit worried about what Dendy's going to start doing around the 15-minute mark.
Oh no, SS going to be caught around, might be interrupted in his stack. Actually, Funnick going to roam around and is going to get that first entangle off onto ars-art. Here comes the Satyr Hellcaller trying to cast that Shockwave. Eclipse has been used. Looks like Undying does manage to pick off Left Shack, but looks like Funnick is going to pay for it with his life. Meanwhile, Puppy going to take a bunch of damage by Scandal. Rocket is in play, will be summoned very, very soon, but not even necessary, as Empire going to take a nice engagement in that. I did not see the Undying teleport in, but that was very, very nicely timed by Galwak. Turning that engagement around, forced out of the Eclipse, only lost 1 hero, and they will have to worry about that ultimate for the next 160 seconds.
Yeah, that's a pretty legit trade for Empire, getting 2 supports. And yeah, sure, you are going to lose your Syllabear, which sucks, but it's fine. Syllabear can always catch up later. He's not going to be doing anything early anyway. Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't even see that. I'm sad now.
Sunstrike. Well, if you look on where he died, that was completely blind. Like, he hadn't seen him for a while.
Dendy, too good.
Yeah, that was full skill.
Meanwhile, Scandal level 6, Dendy has hit level 7, so has that access into level 2 Invoke. As here comes another pause, just checking out the PL farm. Is going to start clearing out some of the stacks. Actually, that didn't actually stack, just going to clear out some of the jungle. Save up a lot of gold. Usually, you know, we see Phantom Lancers save up a lot of gold before they actually commit to them. So they actually save up a decent amount of gold before they even go for the Diffusal Blade, which is a bit odd to me, but that's
I would like to
do.
see him get Tranks, though. Just, like, look at his HP. He's going to use a salve, but then he won't have any form of HP regen, and just with one or two spams coming out from Light of Heaven, he'll be at low health again. So I would really like to see a Tranquil Boots. I don't see any reason why he isn't getting them.
Scandal gonna get Spot Rune. Of course, it's on top, so Scandal gonna have to roam all the way, but Dendy can't really contest him for it whatsoever. As we are going to see a Force Staff on Dendy. Force Staff nerf, of course, another reason why Invoker sort of fallen out of favor. That attack speed very good for Invoker, but the regen not nearly as much. But we are going to see that Force Staff just super good in terms of positioning, and we'll have easier access into sort of getting up close and personal or escaping from very sticky situations. You know, ars-art only level 4, so Navi getting decent amount of experience, but still suffering quite a bit. Light of Heaven is level 6, but ars-art only level 4, not really speaking that well. As here comes his Forward Spirit Harassment. Scandal gonna be forced to retreat, as here comes the teleport in by Golbak. Illuminate flying in, Puppey, half HP, as looks like the harassment has ended. Here comes the Missile.
Oh, it's just gonna stop the Wilbkin.
Well,
oh wow.
Wild Wink. God, get it right.
Yeah, God. What am I thinking?
What are you doing, SK? Man, don't you know it's a Wild Wing instead of Wildkin? And don't you know it's freaking Outworld Devourer, Demolisher instead of Destroyer? God, get it straight.
Oh
man.
Man. Yeah, Valve is they take liberties with names, to say the least. And it looks like Navi Puppey. I always do that. Puppey's farming pretty well. He's got his Urn up. He's got his Basilius up. So he should be looking to maybe take another tower. And okay, this is weird. I don't understand why he's doing only 2 points in Nature's Attendance this game, because it's not like anything's going to burst him down. Maybe he just feels like 2 points in Nature's Attendance is enough. I'm not certain. But either way, I'm going to think about why he's doing that, because I can't actually say. I guess he just really, really likes stats.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Blurbrain does have the Trinkles finished up, actually narrowly dodged a Sunstrike on the top lane, casted by Dendy. Is actually pretty much very low on mana, has episodes to give him a little bit more mana, and does have the Yasha, so I think it's going to be Yasha back in Diffusal, as we see that more commonly on PLs these days. Even though it doesn't really make the most sense, but it gives him move speed and attack speed, as Mew on the bot lane. Shit is going down, to put it politely. Eclipse is going to be used, a little bit of overkill, but better safe than sorry, as now Avos is forced to retreat. Golwak is coming in with that tombstone very, very shortly. Missile too slow. Avos easily able to teleport out of there, as Leshak able to pick up a kill on the top lane on Phantom Lancer with the help of Light of Heaven, who did use the reverse, but very much worth it, as here comes the pressure. And because so many teleports were forced to the bottom lane, it's going to be difficult for Empire to actually reinforce his top tower.
Yeah, and I think this is why they wanted to give ars-art some levels, because he actually has Lightning Storm to stop out that push when it comes in from PL and Coddle. But he also has enough points up in Edict so that they can actually take towers. So I kind of like that lane rotation that they did early. And Dendy's Force Staff will be done.
So yeah, Empire already falling in a little bit of a deficit, but if it does go late, Empire do have significant damage, even though never really count on a team with the reverse on their side in the late game. It's just too good of a spell. As Blurrbane gonna teleport back to defend this, but we'll have a difficult time farming up. Gonna be forced to burn his Doppelwalk already. As
ars-art's getting gone on.
Around.
One nuke, 2 hits. He gets with 1 nuke and 3 hits. He dies. That's why you go for that Yasha for.
Meanwhile, Blurrbane just gonna clear up some farm after picking off ars-art, and SS did rotate around. And again, a little bit curious that he isn't stacking jungle. He would be probably level 6 if he had done that, even though Funnick was farming jungle for a decent amount. But
he could be level 7 by now, almost level 8 if he was just going through the jungle farming it, but he was just kind of trying to stop them from taking their towers, so I guess that's that.
If Eternal Envy was watching this replay, he'd be cringing.
Oh, he would be like tearing his hair out, because this Coddle could have almost a mech by now, and he's nowhere close to it.
Meanwhile, Dendy does have the Force Staff recipe, as actually the courier did die somehow, somewhere. And that is going to deny Dendy for a little bit, but he's just doing what Invoker loves to do, which is just stay in his lane and never ever leave.
Yeah, that's QE Invoker for you. QW Invoker can run around and kill stuff. QE Invoker not as much. So it's I think it's really going to favor Navi right now, just because.
Oh, top lane, ars-art's going to rotate around, going to get a Spirit Lance right to the face, going to die yet again to the Phantom Lancer, and Light of Heaven going to be forced to retreat, going to skewer out. Does he have the verse online? No, just going to force to back off. No reinforcement for him, and here comes a potential tower push by the side of Empire.
I think it'll get defended. They might try to trade for the tier 2 bot, but I think that they should defend it.
Funnick gonna get enchanted. Havos trying to get into play, doesn't have Eclipse up. Sunstrike gonna hit Funnick on just the edge. Scandal gonna teleport in with that homing missile. Level 2 Nature's Attendant not doing as much work, and this is why you sort of level up Nature's Attendant a little bit more. But Avos doesn't even care, gonna right click as best he can, gonna kill off Scandal in the meantime. As the bear, more entangles in the future? No, forced to resummon it out. Meanwhile on the top lane, it is being defended admirably by the side of Empire, or by the side of Navi for now.
Yeah, and it's going to be really hard to push in, especially with that lightning build-up on ars-art. And I think that's why he did that. He wanted to defend his towers while also pushing towers in the meantime, just why he only has 1 point in Split Earth. And I like how they gave him levels, to be honest. So, Havos actually is going to be an issue, though. Oh, Tide going on top. We're going to see Light of Heaven is going. He's running away. He's going to get... Oh, my God, he's so close. 1 hit, 2 hits. I think he needs 1 more hit. He's going to RP an illusion.
Dang.
Turn around and Shockwave blow your brain. Sunstrike coming out. It's going to hit. Wow, that was a really great Sunstrike. Oh, Havos TP'd in. There's going to be an Eclipse activated. Will it hit the zombies? I don't even think it does. So that's going to be 2 kills for 1 and RP whiffs. But 2 kills for not... well, 2 kills for Magnus, which isn't really that big a deal. So nice Sunstrikes from Dendy this game, I will say.
I thought zombies, even though the magic immune did soak up an Eclipse, but
I
maybe I'm
wasn't
mistaken.
sure. I always forget this stuff.
I know
when I'm
Chain Frost
playing,
for sure does hit zombies, which
Yeah.
is doesn't make a difference because Lich is bad. But
I know Pudge Hook hits it, and that always pisses me off. But yeah, I always remember mechanics in game and when I'm playing, but when I'm talking about them, I always forget every time. And that blast is gonna hit through on Puppy, but it shouldn't be that big a deal.
I was gonna make a cheeky remark saying, "Puppy, level 2 Nature's a 10. This is why SK better Enchantress player than you."
Yeah, clearly.
You know,
No, but
Dendy
I really would have gotten all points in it this game.
Dendy gonna claim a middle tier 1 for free, as the tower count severely in favor of Navi. Does have 3 towers to Empire's 1. Meanwhile, Scandal trying to clear off a stack. We'll see how much gold he can pick off from this, as he is gonna do a lot of damage very soon. But while he's doing this, a lot of pressure is being applied on all the lanes, and Blow Your Brain, despite his reasonable farm, I mean 74 CS, definitely nothing to write home about, even though he was free farming for most of it, has died twice, so that is going to slow his next time by a significant amount. And the question is, can Empire actually defend this? They have Coddle. Of course they can. Why am I even asking this?
Well, maybe not, because if he gets cold snapped and there's spirits hitting him, he'll just die. Like, he'll die instantly. So maybe this QE Invoker is going to be pretty good against Coddle. I don't know. But actually, this tower will indeed fall. They have 3 heroes who can't do anything. Lashrak will get the last hit, but if you look at Scandal, his farm is atrocious. Like, he has a 51 last hits at 15 minutes. That's terrible. He just got outlast hit by the QE Invoker. If we look at PL, his farm's fine, but he can't do anything yet. And if you look at Phonic, his farm is hard. So, and yeah, if you take a look at Havost, he's got a Manta Style and a Hand of Midas. So, I'm a little bit worried right now for Empire just because they're getting out farmed. And they have a bunch of carries who need more farm to function anyway, so...
Yeah, and even then, they need their teamfight items too. Keeper of the Light does want that mechanism up. Undying wants mechanism or pipe, one or the other. And considering the carries have so little farm, where the support's going to get their utility items that makes such a big difference in these team fights? That is the real question, as here comes the knife push up top. And this Leshrac pick really making a difference, as I maybe overestimate Keeper of the Light a little bit, but Leshrac seems to be the appropriate hard counter in most situations.
Sort of, because...
Some situations, I guess.
Your wave still dies and he has to back off the tower, but I think, and I actually really like this, with Enchantress creeps running at the Coddle and kind of pushing him back and the Forge Spirits, if you cold snap him and have the Forge Spirits on him, he will die. So I actually kind of really like QE Invoker against him. I've never seen this before, simply because the 2 heroes haven't been good at the same times, but I actually like this as a counter. And if we look at what items the teams have, like there are at least 2 mana boots, 3 mana boots up on Navi. We see a 4 staff, we see some stuff up on the supports. We're going to see a ton of stuff up on Havos. And Puppy's got, like, Earn, Treads, Point Booster. Empire has a Mana Boots, a Treads, and a Keela, and a Yasha. Like, that's it. So, I think Navi's going to kind of, right now, be so strong that I don't know how Empire's going to deal with it.
I was taking a look at experience graph. I was like, oh, only 3.5k, not the biggest difference. I mean, it's still significant at 3.5 minutes. Then I checked out the levels. Havost 14. Next Silas level is Scandal at level 11. That is brutal.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And I actually want to, as someone who likes playing Invoker a lot, I want to talk about Dendy's build, because what he does is really out there, but it makes a lot of sense. So he goes 4 staff first on QE Invoker, which isn't rare. Like, a ton of people do it. But then what he does, which no one else does, is he picks up an Arcane Boots. And what this does is he likes to group up with his team and start pushing at this point. And while it doesn't really help him that much for mana regen, it helps his team a lot. It's more of an item for his team. Like if you want regen on Invoker, you yourself buy that Void Stone and later make it into something. But he just likes to help out his team, and it works really, really well. Um, what we're going to see him do next is pick up a dagger and do what I like doing a lot, which is the combo that we're going to see come out for him is he's going to have Tornado and Blast. He's going to have Tornado in the last slot, and he's going to have Blast in his second to last slot. He's going to dagger up to someone, do the tiny, tiny Tornado, drop the Meteor, invoke Blast immediately, use the Blast, and that's pretty much going to 100 to 0 someone,
But he has
and
no
then
points
he
in a
four steps
Wex.
away. He'll get a point at Wex at level 11.
Really, I always thought when you go for dagger, you should go or usually go for the blink ice path combo.
You can do either, but this is the main combo. Blink Ice Path is different. The point is, it's a ton of mobility. He's not just doing it for that combo that I described, because what I was going to say is, what you see a ton of QE invokers do is they just rush Yule Scepter, and then they run up Yule somebody, and then drop a Meteor Blast themselves. But what Dendy's thing allows him to do is he's already in that fight, and then he can Force Staff himself out, whereas the other invoker who wants to do that uses all their spells to kill somebody, and then they're stuck there with no other positioning items, which is why obviously it's not Dendy's build isn't as mana efficient, but it's much more flexible. And yeah, you can dagger up to ice wall someone, you can dagger to blast people. Like I really and I started doing this because Dendy did it. And I really liked it. But the dagger force staff on a QE invoker I feel gives so much that just the standard pub Yules invoker. You'll see a QE invoker go Yules just for the insta killing people. Yeah, sure, both builds do this, but Dendy's gives more teamfight control, which is why I like it.
Yeah, definitely didn't know that. I had never played Volker, as he is a hero who's not brain dead. I love me my brain dead heroes.
I know you like Huskar.
Yeah,
To play
Huskar's
Huskar,
amazing.
you need to have a little bit of going full retard in you. You
Yeah,
just got to be like,
Spirit Breaker
Feather Scorpion.
Huskar.
I love Spirit Breaker. He is a lot of fun.
Me on the side of Empire, Funnick. Everybody's on Navi's grouped up. Funnick probably should be split pushing down top towers, or some towers, but the problem is that teleports and the fact that Lone Druid's just so immobile, it makes it very difficult, so he's going to just try to do whatever he can to help out his team. Meanwhile, here comes Illuminates. They're going to try to flank around. Can they actually get engaged? And Call Down already being used is actually going to be used to clear out the creeps as here comes Golbat going to plant the Tombstone. And now it's time for Empire just to back off. They're actually out of the range of the Tombstone. And it might just get RP'd very soon. No dagger up on the Magnus. But I would not try to chase this engagement if I was Empire, as the missile is going to fly in. And Empire, appropriately enough, are backing out.
Yeah, and we almost have mech up on Light of Heaven. Oh, I think they are going to go in. Puppy is coming in from the side.
Oh,
Havos has a
DD
DD on him.
Host.
That's going to hurt. He's killing the bear. He won't actually be able to finish it off. The Phantom Lancer lands flies in. It looks like the bear goes down. I think it did. I'm not sure. Missile's going to come in. It will be killed. How often do you see that in a pub game? And Puppy is going to heal up his team. Doesn't look like there's going to be a fight quite yet, but there will be soon. Mark my words.
Checking out the cooldown on Tombstone. It will be up in about 15 seconds. It should be enough for the tower defense. Meanwhile, the double damage on Avost is gonna be out very soon, so Empire do have a shot at defending this. Call down is going up yet again,
Scandal's
but
gonna
here
die.
comes Havost with the Lucent Beam gonna come in for Scandal as he's trying to get in position for that Eclipse. Nice Spirit Lance by Blurbrain slowing down the assault, but meanwhile Empire's on full retreat. They're so out of position, they can't really take this team fight at the moment, and that is gonna allow now you do significant damage to that tier 2, if not take it. Here comes the Edict, as well as Forge Spirit damage, and this is gonna
It's just
mean,
going to die.
yeah, pretty much
They
free
can't
tier
even
2.
engage. So I was wrong about that engage. It didn't happen, but they took the tower anyway, so it's no big deal. Sunstrike, it will connect, but not quite enough damage.
That Ogre Club definitely helping out Scandal right there. As Meow and Navi smell blood, they want to finish this game. They have the dagger up on Magnus. They might be waiting for that before they go in for this next engagement. And that is going to allow Funnick and Blurbrain to get a bit more farm, but that dagger is going to be so much more important at this point. And Meow Funnick has just been pressured so hard, as he is saving up 2,300 gold. Havos teleporting to the bomb lane, preventing any sort of the ambitions of pushing it out. And really, I'm not too sure what Funnick should go for. May should just go for... I mean, can't go for mech because Kyle's going to build it. But I was going to say,
I would like to see him get a Mjolnir just to do something. You know, try to get more roots out in those team fights. But I don't know. I think he would have already gotten part of the components he had were he going for that. So he might be going Radiance and PL going for that Diffuser.
oh,
Which is
smoke up by Navi, gonna get a nice tornado. RP Meteor. All hell breaks loose. Empire just gonna fall to pieces. Losing Cuddle and Gyrocopter. 40 seconds of no Gyrocopter is not good for Empire. They really need that call down to clear out the creep waves and do significant damage.
Bot lane, there's going to be a Sunstrike soon, I think. Watch for Sunstrikes. I think they're gonna try to take him down.
These two
Nope,
high
Provos
HP.
won't pursue. They're just gonna take the tower.
Meanwhile, Jarek up there, they really need that call down or the Illuminate, and here comes Creep Waves. The zombie's gonna slow on the assault, but that means Tombstone won't be up for the next team fight, but you had no choice. You had to delay the assault by any means necessary. Here comes Illuminate back in the picture. As RP is down, that might force Navi to back off. They are gonna back off for now. Regroup, may try to take down Roshan control, but they have all the outer towers on the map. I'm almost afraid to look at the gold graph over 10k. It's only going to climb as this game goes on, because now both jungles can be farmed, all lanes can be farmed. Meanwhile, Empire playing super scared. No wards on the map.
There's a dagger on Magnus, and this is a secret dagger. Normally when you see a Magnus, you start expecting a dagger around this time.
He actually had the dagger when Dendi went with that Blink Tornado.
Oh, never mind. No, I meant on Magnus.
No, he had the dagger.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it was secret because he had the headdress, and then he didn't finish the mech. And you would expect him to finish the mech before getting a dagger, but if he showed it, then it's, I guess it's not a secret anymore.
Well, they got 2 kills from that, so that was pretty solid.
Yeah, definitely worth it. And Hvos will pick up the Aegis. He's pretty much immortal at this point. Oh god, he's already got an Eagle Song. He's gonna have his, butterfly in like 4 minutes tops.
Probably like 1100, 1200 net worth. Meanwhile, yeah. The 2 semi-carries on the side of Empire can't even... Oh, they might just barely beat him out by a little bit if they're combined.
Either way, this is ugly. I don't know how Empire's going to deal with this. I'm trying to think of what they would do to get back in this game.
I mean, if there was a Darkseer, you could say vacuum wall, and then you win the game, because Darkseer, pretty cool hero, but they have Coddle and Jaro, and Illuminate Calldown, pretty good, but...
Most importantly, they have daggers to actually break the tier 3, which is, you need daggers against the Coddle. You need to just go in and get in his face. And they have that. They have it on Magnus, and they have it on Dendi. So...
Yep, after the Roshan attempt, or the Roshan claim, gold graph is now spiraling up even more out of control, approaching 13k. Experience graph, very, very high. Check out the levels. Level 17 Luna, level 13 finalizer, enough said.
Really... Oh, if you look at the net worths, every single person on the Radiant side is higher than every single person on Empire, except for the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sad thing when your support Leshrac has an more net worth than your lone druid.
He's almost got a freaking Bloodstone. Jesus Christ. This is the most farmed ars-art's ever been in his life.
Yeah, Edict will tend to do that for you, especially with the help of these kills, as Hvos just going to split push top, saying, come get me, try to kill the Aegis. As engagement on the bottom lane, ars-art is going to pop the Dust Blurbrain. We'll have to get out of there. Nature's Attendant healing up ars-art all the while as Tombstone's being dropped. EMP Tornado being casted. ars-art is going to be the first one to die. Meanwhile, Goldblack trying to get in position, still at relatively high HP, and looks like Empire turning this fight around. They really wanted to Hvos in that team fight, but Puppey's still able to pick up a kill. Where is Puppey? Where is Puppey? He is in the background, but still 2 for 1 in favor of Empire. But I think if Hvos was in the picture, it would have been much, much different.
Yeah, I think it very much would have been different. With Hvos there, I think that may have been a full team wipe had they been able to keep them in place. He's very close to finishing his Eagle Song. Puppey's about 400 gold away from his Aghanims, which is, while it's really good at level 11, it really starts shining at level 16, so it's not as big a deal as it would be, but it's still a pretty big deal. We almost have a Bloodstone up on Leshrac, and Dendi is closing in on his Aghanims. Give him, 5 minutes.
Butterfly? Butterfly? Yep, Butterfly. Shipping out to Vost.
Yep, there we go.
And you might be wondering, why is Vost not getting BKB? Because what is there to BKB?
Don't even need it. If you can get a Butterfly out at 22 minutes in the game, there's no reason not to. Like, even with the BKB, you just deal so much damage that they can't kill you fast enough. Like, there's not a whole lot to BKB on the other team to begin with, and you just kill them so fast that even if they're going on you, you kill them faster. This is one of those cases of the best defense is a good offense.
The graph is plateauing out around 14.5k, and Empire still have hope. I mean, if they can wait out Vost's Aegis, speaking of which, Goldblack gonna die to Vost in the jungle. One more hit, nice blinding light by SS, will end up paying for it with his life. Meanwhile, Dendi with the Sunstrike, so despite nice teamwork by Empire, it was all for naught as Vost and Dendi have some pretty good teamwork on their own, and by teamwork I mean just running up and casting shit.
I don't think he's missed one yet. He has not missed a single Sunstrike.
Meanwhile, the call down was forced, as was the glyph, and that is just gonna be... So
yeah, that won't be there if they try to push mid right now. And is RP up? It is.
So Navi gonna attempt the high ground.
Yeah, they're just trying to break Light of Heaven's dagger right now, but Enchantress is gonna. Oh, another. Okay, there it is. I jinxed it. But there's a missile coming out on Havos. It will hit. The tower goes down. ars-art's on pretty low life. Godlike's gonna run in with the Tombstone, but that's gonna die in like 2 seconds. Havos is backing out. I'd actually like to see him use his Aegis right here, to be honest. But they're gonna heal him up and just try to go in.
Yep, gonna have those Tranquil Blitz really, really soon. How much time left on the Aegis? It will expire very soon. So now is the time for Navi to strike. They already claimed one tier 3 tower in the middle lane. As Empire constantly staying vigilant, checking out finalization. He does have a Diffusal Blade up. Can he go for a pick off? Trying to pick off Puppey, I think. As here comes the mana, Lance coming in. As Enchantress is just going to enchant it and try to create an army of her own.
Well, she actually decided to finish maxing Nature's Attendance. Maybe she just likes stats early and then get it later. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this because I've never seen this from anyone else. So, anyway, I think Navi isn't actually going to push in right now, and while they're capable of doing so, certainly, I think they're just trying to be extra sharp.
Maybe they're waiting for the Aghanims on Dendy. It's very, very close as they're just going to defend all their towers at the moment.
Oh, Dendy, he does that combo I was talking about. It doesn't hit entirely, but Phonic looks like he's in trouble. Will he? Oh, he blocks him with the bear. They're not going to be able to get in. And yeah, he TP's out. That's a really good play from him.
Yo, Admiral Bulldog status.
Yeah, if it was Admiral Bulldog, he would actually have farm, though. No hate on Phonic. He's a great player, but he only has a Sacred Relic at 25 minutes in.
To be fair, he had the jungle.
That's true. That is very true. And he didn't get a Midas, so it's going to slow it down a little bit, too. But Blow Your Brain is... I think I'd like to see him pick up a Vitality Booster, maybe. But yeah. Oh, yeah, you were talking about Aghanims on Dendy. Aghanims doesn't really help on a QE Invoker until you're 17. Aghanims will help on a QW Invoker before you're 17, but on QE, you haven't got the mana pool to sustain, because the spells you cast are going to be more mana-intensive spells. So while it's done, it's not, like, a huge thing.
And Navi just saying, alright, we'll just sit back, wait for you to make another mistake. Go in, we have Magnus, we have Invoker, we have Luna to punish you. But still, try not to wait too long against a PL. It's just not a good idea.
Yeah, you just never, ever want to do it. Even if you're winning the game, that hero will come back and slap you in the face with his 50 spears, because there's like 20 of them. And yeah, I guess that they're going... My guess for what Navi's going to do right now is that they're going to wait out the Roshan and then try to end the game.
Well, Light of Heaven's finished the mech, so maybe that's another item they were waiting for. So, again, yeah, like you mentioned, Roshan, they have the mech up.
They got Bloodstone down on ars-art when he chooses to buy it, which should be now.
Man, Navi's just filthy rich.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up the gold graph. Yeah, that's a lot of gold.
Man, almost approaching 20k as Empire is so scared to farm out. Gonna smoke up, try to pick off Havos. Havos Aegis did just time out recently, and Havos might end up paying for it with his life. Here comes Spirit Lance. Diffusal Blade will be used, and Havos is most certainly gonna die trying to do whatever she can. Gonna do not nearly enough damage as Havos by himself unable to clean up the entire Empire squad. And now Puppey is on the retreat, will enchant the illusion yet again, but it's gonna be a 1-for-0 engagement.
Yeah, and they're not actually going to be able to get anything done off of this, which is kind of upsetting. They're going to get bot tower, but it's like nothing. It was 3 hits away. It doesn't actually give them any map control at all. And in the meantime, Navi's farming 2 other lanes. Scandal is going to try to go on ars-art. He shouldn't pursue. I would be very surprised if he pursues this. But I guess he's going to with his team behind him. But yeah, they have Dendy's here, so expect something big. We're going to see the Tornado Meteor. Where's the Deafening Blast? There it is. Blow Your Brain and SS are going to take a ton of damage, but ars-art will fall in the meantime. Navi just didn't, or Dendy just didn't have the follow-up to be able to kill them. But he does have a gem now, so that's kind of big. You really do need that gem against the PL.
Empire is not as all is lost. They have the BK up now on Scandal. They have the Radiance up on the Bear, so they can do some split pushing of their own. So Empire is still very much in this game. And I would expect Navi to play a bit more aggressive now that they see Empire actually starting to pick up real items.
Yeah, I think Navi kind of made a mistake with getting picked off in those situations, and I think they could have actually ended the game, but, you know, Navi is going to wait. Navi does like to wait before they push. They're known for the team that, you know, just pushes and ends the game, but if you watch them, it's just not blind aggression. They will wait out Aegises. They will wait out big items, and I think that's just what they're doing now. Like, they know they're in control of this game, but I think they feel confident enough that it's not going to get away from them. Even though they gave them an inch, I don't feel like they think that Empire can take a mile, you know?
Yeah, but still, Empire gonna have...
Empire has a PL, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
Yeah, meanwhile PL. Um, Probably gonna finish up Heart, I imagine, as Diffusal and Yasha probably won't finish the Manta. I imagine Heart would just do a lot more, but still, it might be a double-edged sword against Enchantress. Not too sure. Meanwhile, Havos gonna go for that Satanic, or perhaps Heart herself. Not too sure. Most likely
Um,
Satanic.
I'd actually prefer to see a heart in this situation. It's more of a timing push thing, and I feel like Satanic without a BKB isn't that great to begin with. And I know Satanic's really good on Luna, but a heart in this situation would just negate everything that the enemy team has for you, and it also allows you to siege a lot better than just straight push. So,
Dandy,
oh,
Blinking, Ice Path gonna cast a tornado, not nearly long enough. Go back, just running 1,000 miles just to escape the wrath of Dandy. Can he do so? Gonna pop the Golem as well as the Tombstone. Meanwhile, Funnick does manage to kill Fleshak
and
somehow. The
Puppy's in
Tombstone is gonna
trouble.
die. Puppy is gonna die as well. Empire capitalizing on these Navi mistakes. Now you're gonna buy back. They want to get some momentum back. Dendy does manage to pick off Golback in the meantime, but he bought a lot of time. Empire just gonna back off, taking 2 kills and 2 buybacks with them. And
Well,
Blurbrain,
your
can he
brain's in
actually
trouble.
escape? No, there's a gem as Dendy not hitting him because there's a bear.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
He had to run away. Havos will Manta that off. He's going to turn on the Eclipse. The Bear's taking a lot of damage, but I think Phonic might be okay if he's able to TP out. He has a TP, he has mana, and he's going to hide in a little juke spot and run away. So, oh, that was really smart. Did you see what Dendy did? He checked, because Sunstrike gives vision, he checked down for his team so that his team could check up. Just one of the small plays why, it really marks him as such a good player. He just does stuff like that. He also picks off retreating enemies with Sunstrike 100% of the time, but that's a whole nother matter. And it will be a heart. Yeah, it's actually going to be a heart. And this actually helps her siege better because her illusions are going to be so strong, and she'll just regen help. Because she's going to take damage from PL and then back up, and then she'll just regen. It's no big deal.
Yeah, that might give Nami a sledge because Leshak all well and good, but not nearly sustainable. Does have that Bloodstone, but like you said, Luna can just go up, hit the tower a couple of times, hit a bit of residual damage if people are close by. As Heart disabled by Roshan, all the while here comes the Nature's Attendant. Empire want to fight. This Tombstone is being dropped below your brain, trying to get in the picture, but Empire already losing out the Aegis. Deafening Blast catching everybody. Reverse polarity by Light of Heaven. Skewer backwards. It's gonna be an absolute massacre. Scandal with the PK trying to do whatever he can, but still might be a little too late as his team already dead. Scandal gonna die. Any buybacks? No buybacks as PL just finished Heart, but he is gonna be dead for the next 60 seconds. This is gonna mean mid-racks, potentially even a second set of racks.
And top probably too. Oh, Phonic's in trouble. There's the cold snap. I think he may go down. Where's the Lucent Beam? Actually, no, he's pretty speedy. He might get away.
Not Dendy, just saying JK, gonna cast a tornado, just the tip of it. Manages to hit off Phonic Ice Path just for a little bit of extra maneuverability as Empire gonna lose their top barracks as well. Gonna rotate to the middle barracks with a couple of their heroes. And they're gonna take 2 racks in the blink of an eye. That reverse polarity, the positioning by Dendy, all exceptional.
That
and
was
this is
sick. The reverse polarity with the Dendy Meteor Blast combo was just insane. And Invoker's so good at controlling spaces. He's one of the best mid heroes at doing so. And when you have somebody as good as Dendy, and you have a Magnus with him, and the enemy team's fighting in a choke, that's just what's gonna happen. This will be Mega Racks. This should be the game.
yeah, this is sort of the Navi we've been waiting to see.
Yeah, I guess Navi hasn't been playing that well. I guess you mentioned Dendy was on vacation. I didn't know that, but point is they picked it up this game, and they picked it up in game 1 too. They did not pick it up in game 2, however. But hey, it's no big deal. It looks like they're gonna knock Empire out of the defense. So Navi is in the losers bracket. Do you know who they play next? Do we know?
Winner of EG something, or maybe they're playing Fnatic.
Okay, Fnatic
Sure.
EU is so good. I wasn't expecting it, but
Yo, EG, not too much to mess with either. Everybody is good now.
yeah. Oh man, people are so much better at Dota now than they were like 3 years ago.
And
It,
good
it
luck
really
next.
is absurd.
Nice manners by Scandal. I'm sure these teams have drunk with each other many a time in the Russian pubs. But as
Yeah.
it is, this is a Navi we've been waiting to see, and they are looking very strong at the moment. Keep in mind this is one series, but also I felt like Empire did not play their game. Lone Druid and PL is not your style play of Empire.
No, I feel like they can take one of those heroes, but taking 2 of them just feels excessive against a Navi team that's like, if you look at Navi's team, all those heroes are really good early, and you have 2 late game heroes, period, and then a Scandal on the gyrocopter, and then no stuns coming out. Like, I don't know, it just didn't feel like a good draft to me.
As that is going to be the end of that game, so thank you all for watching. As maybe go back, might be time to go back to the drawing board, as teams are starting to realize that Empire has a pretty big stable of heroes, but Empire still a lot of tournaments left to play, a lot of wins left in their back pockets. So thank you all for watching. Any last words, bro?
No, it was fun casting with you. I hope that you're actually able to get out of your 3 feet of snow where you are, but good luck with that. And I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks a lot, and if you want to follow Shed Kid, check him out, twitch.tv/shred_kid. Probably will start skirming again one of these days, very, very soon, but as it is, busy people. But thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.